Welcome everybody to the week ahead for financial markets. Mike Smith, Senior Analyst and Head of Client Education Training at Go Markets, to lead you around things that may move market sentiment in the coming week ahead. Some interesting things to report, of course. And let's start, of course, by looking at the 5 things that we think may be most influential in the coming 5 days. And we'll have a look at a couple of charts along the way as well. First of all, of course, markets held support on Friday with a little bit of a bounce after a significant retracement. The Nasdaq got pretty close to correction territory, which is, of course, at that 10% pullback. But overall, it was the worst week in global markets since Liberation Day, all the way back 6 months ago. We do have a US shortened week because of Thanksgiving Day. That might impact on liquidity and will impact on data timing. It is quite a busy data week, provided, of course, we do get the data released, which, of course, is still impacted to some degree by the US shutdown, which ended recently. There is key data due, the PCE index out on Wednesday evening, along with US PPI and retail sales and GDP and weekly jobs. So a big week of data for the US. But of course, most of that is on Wednesday because of that Thursday Thanksgiving Day. More locally, we've got Australian CPI on Wednesday. Of course, that will be an important number, with the RBA at this stage looking as though there's going to be no pre-Christmas interest rate cut. We're going to have a look at a couple of things which we think are important from a chart point of view. And we're going to look at gold, first of all, which we think may be what we're going to call coiling for an upside move. And I'll show you what I mean. If we look at the chart here, you can see we had that record high at around about 4,400 back in mid-October. We had that pullback through the end of October into November, and then I moved back into this range. Why I'm suggesting that this may be a coiling state is that you can see here, if we look at the last 6 or last even 7 candles, you can see wicks have tested this level here at around about 4,065, so quite clearly supported above 4,000. And the fact that we've got a 6-wick rejection of a move to the downside suggests that perhaps there isn't enough selling pressure to take it downwards, and hence we could see a move back up towards 4,225 if we get some buying coming into this. The other chart worth looking at is one that we covered a couple of times last week on our charts of the day, and crypto continues to be under pressure. Bitcoin smashed through 100,000 last week and continued its way down. You can see there another capitulation really towards the back end of the week. A little bit of respite over the weekend with a bounce off that 84,000 level. 82,000 is the current support level. We've got to go all the way back to April to see that level. We've marked a line on that around about 87, which we think is an important level to keep an eye on. We did test that yesterday and we are testing it today, but the buyers look weak today at this stage. Any buyers that are coming in may well be people covering short positions. So there may be an opportunity to the upside, but it's worthwhile being patient. If we do get some buying coming in, we may see it move up to 92. But at this stage, there's no evidence that that may happen. And it looks equally as likely to come down and test that support at 82,000 again. And of course, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on in financial markets by popping into our live market update streamed live on Goto Webinar and YouTube on Monday and Wednesday lunchtime. And of course, then we have our inner circle on Wednesday evening, where we take a deeper dive into something to do with trading, be that some psychology or strategy development or numerous other topics. You're very, very welcome to attend any of those that you're able to. And of course, our support team is always available to help you with anything related to platform and account assistance. Although we can't provide personal financial advice, we're more than happy to help you with anything to do with your trading. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great week.